Hey, brothers and sisters, I've got this amazing clip from Pastor JD for you guys. It was really encouraging. The start stamp would be 9:23, and the end stamp would be approximately 24 minutes. I might have cropped before the 24-minute mark. I'm not quite sure. I have sped the video up a tiny bit, but it's not too noticeable. I'm not sure if you can tell, but it doesn't change the sound quality or anything like that, but it gets you the message faster. So if you want to see this message in full, definitely click the link in the description box. I will also have a clickable link at the end of this video. God bless you all. Maranatha.
Paul's writing, and he says, verse 1, now, brethren, concerning the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ and our gathering together to him. Stop right there. Did you notice the distinction between the two? The coming of our Lord is the second coming of Jesus Christ when Jesus comes with us, and the gathering together to him is the rapture of the church of Jesus Christ when Jesus comes for us. Did you get that? Please make that distinction, because that's going to set the tone, the precedent, if you prefer, for the understanding of the entire prophecy that's written here for us. There's the second coming and the rapture. The gathering together to him. No, he's not coming, we're going. Some of your translations render it the assembling of ourselves together with him. We ask you, now, Paul is asking them, please, I know you guys are freaking out right now, but don't be. We ask you not to be soon shaken in mind or troubled, either by spirit or by word or by letter or by YouTube video. Just let me have that one. Because if this were written in our day, that's what it would say. What do you mean? Because apparently there was something going viral on social media at the time that had really shook them. And this idea in the original is that they were so shaken and so upset, everything was now kapakahi, as we would say. Because somebody put out a YouTube video / a forged letter saying, you know what, we're already in the tribulation. Wow, not a lot's changed. Do you know that as I stand before you today behind this pulpit, as is my privilege to, there are those who are saying we're already in the tribulation. That is false. That is not true. And this is why Paul is writing to the church. They thought they were already in the tribulation. And if they were already in the tribulation, that meant only one thing. They missed the rapture. Wait a minute. What do you mean? Well, see, I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. They knew that when Paul was with them, he taught them that the rapture would happen before the tribulation. And now they've got somebody coming along, putting out YouTube videos saying we're already in the tribulation, and it's contradicting what Paul taught them about the rapture before the tribulation. So they concluded wrongly, which really messed them up, that if what they're saying about us already being in the tribulation, then we missed the rapture. So this is what Paul says to them. He says, don't be troubled in mind or spirit by this, as if from us. Some believe they even put Paul's name on this letter that was circulating and going viral. As if Paul had written this, which, as you might imagine, would have been met with quite a bit of consternation concerning them already being in the tribulation, because it was diametrically opposed to what Paul taught them. So he says, don't let this shake you, as though the day of the Lord had come, already started. The day of the Lord is the tribulation. The day of the Lord's not the rapture. The day of the Lord is the tribulation. That great and final day when the wrath of God is poured out on a Christ-rejecting world. That's the day of the Lord. And so they had been told that we're already in the day of the Lord. It's already started. We're already in the tribulation. I get so many. Somebody's, I guess, nothing new under the sun. The first two seals have already been opened. Really? Well, that's very interesting. That means the tribulation's already started. That means the Antichrist has already been revealed, because that's actually the first seal, is the revelation of the Antichrist, the rider of the white horse. But see, they're all messed up and twisted up, and their prophecy has been twisted into a prophecy pretzel. I mean, they're all messed up, and they're messing people up. So what we're going to try to do today is unmess people who are messed up, okay? Let no one deceive you, verse 3, by any means. For that day, the tribulation, will not come unless, and here's that word again, the, not a, falling away, departure, the departure, the rapture comes first. Bear with me. And again, I'm pleading with you to use your God-given intellect and think this through with me. Why would these Thessalonians be so disturbed by some report saying that they were already in the tribulation, lest they truly believed that the rapture was before the 7-year tribulation? Because if you think about it, if they watched a YouTube video about, hey, we're already in the tribulation, they would not be as shaken as they were concerning the rapture before the tribulation. What was really messing them up was their sound doctrine of the pre-tribulation rapture. And by the way, verse 3 is, there's no shortage of, I want to use the word debate, but that's really an understatement. How about dispute? That's still an understatement. How about, well, I won't use that word, but there's no shortage of disagreement, shall we say, concerning verse 3. And the problem is that there are those who believe that this is speaking of an apostasy, of falling away. Not the falling away. That's more specific, isn't it? This is an event. There's always been apostasy. It's immeasurable. You cannot gauge it if it's just a falling away. But what changes the whole complexion of verse 3 is when you understand it in the context of, hey, these Thessalonians thought they were already in the tribulation, and they were very upset, because if they're in the tribulation, that means they missed the pre-tribulation rapture. So if Paul's trying to accomplish what he's wanting to accomplish, which is to settle them and reset them and get them right back to sound doctrine concerning the pre-tribulation rapture, how's he going to do that except to say, you didn't miss the rapture? Because this is what's going to happen first. Then, after the rapture, you didn't miss the rapture, because after the rapture, the man of sin, the Antichrist, is revealed. So please, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, translated, I beg of you, please, I'm pleading with you. Understand that the Antichrist cannot be revealed until the church of Christ is removed. That is sound doctrine, that is the truth. Now, Paul's going to go on to expound, just to kind of settle them down, because they're all worked up. So there's going to be the rapture coming first, then the Antichrist will be revealed, this man of sin, the son of perdition, who opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. That's in the tribulation. You guys, it hasn't happened yet, because the rapture has to happen first. Then it will happen. This is a reference to what Jesus spoke of in Matthew's Gospel, chapter 24, where he directly references Daniel 9:27 concerning the abomination that causes desolation, when the Antichrist demands to be worshipped in the newly rebuilt temple at the midpoint of the 7-year tribulation. So Paul's trying to get them set right again, because they're all mixed up. So let's get this back in alignment here. Let's get our timeline right here. Verse 5. I love this. Do you not remember that when I was still with you, I told you these things? Wait, what? Okay, you just got done telling me, Pastor, that the Apostle Paul started this church. These are new believers, and he was only there for, at best, 3 months, and he's teaching them Bible prophecy? Come on. These are new believers. Perfect. dare I say, that this may be one of the main reasons that Christians today never got grounded in sound doctrine at the beginning, which is why they never had that solid foundation. Because who's going to teach a new believer Bible prophecy? Isn't that like more for the mature believers? Oh, we're not worthy. No. These were new believers. And by the way, let me say, and I hope you don't tire of me saying this, the first time the Apostle Paul writes about the gospel of Jesus Christ, it's to this church in his first letter. And what is the gospel, which again we're going to end with? It's the death, burial, resurrection, and rapture when Jesus returns. It's not just that Jesus died for you, he was buried, he rose again on the third day, but good news, he's coming back again one day soon and very soon. That's the gospel. Please don't leave the rapture out of the gospel because you gut out the gospel. Example. Let me catch my breath. What's the good news? Jesus came, he died for you, he was crucified, he was buried, and he rose again on the third day. Have a nice day. That's it? That's it? Okay, good news. Wait, what about me? No, he rose again on the third day, defeating death, and he's coming back again one day, and he's going to take you away to that place that he prepared for you in his Father's house, of which if it were not so, he would not have told you. That's the bridal chamber. So that's the good news. As Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story, that's the gospel. Don't take the rapture out of it.